Hello, everyone. This is Yasmin Marie with Seduire International. Welcome. I am so excited today. We have an amazing guest, and you will really benefit out of everything that she has to tell you. Please meet Luci McMonagle, who is a person of influence. She is gifted, she's intuitive, and an international best-selling author of Magical Money Manifestations. There, she has it in her hand. She's known for her ability to get people unstuck, open the pathways to where they were closed prior. You know, I was reading her bio and I was telling Luci that, Luci, you're very conservative. I'm going to talk about what else she is gifted with. She is a psychic, of course, has 10 spiritual gifts. She's a psychic medium, of course. She's clairvoyant. She's a gifted healer. How amazing is that? And she also is a transformer and an alchemist. So today she'll be talking to us about getting unstuck, getting you unstuck. So Luci, come on, all these gifts, share with us.
Yes, well, thank you so kindly. I developed a lot of my gifts through my own trials and tribulations, and because I had this deep, deep desire to help other individuals to feel safe in the world, and also so that they could really start honing in on their personal gifts. Because once you start feeling safe inside this world, you can start feeling safe bringing out your true gifts without fear. And so that brought me to helping individuals through deep emotional transformations and helping them really understand that we do have the power to change the circumstances in our lives, even if the circumstances seem to be persistent.
Absolutely. Well said. So what is one of the best ways to getting somebody unstuck?
So one of the very best ways of getting somebody unstuck, and obviously your personal situation may or may not vary, but first is looking at what area are you stuck in, and then looking at what areas you're not stuck in. Mm-hmm. So most of the time, individuals, we're not normally stuck in all areas of our lives. Some individuals, their finances are fine, they're going great, but their relationships are stuck. And other people, it's the reverse, or their careers are going great, but their finances suck, and vice versa. It depends on what area that is. So really looking at the pros and cons of where you're at. And what I like to do is I like to take a piece of paper and I like to split it down the center, mm-hmm. and put pros and cons of where I'm stuck and where I'm not stuck. What are the pros of being stuck where I'm at? Is this keeping me safe? Mm-hmm. Such as if you're stuck in your finances, but your career's going great, mm-hmm. then you have to look at, am I feeling that if I ask for a raise, that I would become unsafe, or my career would get stuck where it wouldn't be well received? So looking at, there is always a correlation between where I'm stuck and where I'm moving, and that in between.
Yeah, you're so right, because we teach confidence in the same thing. It's this, like, you can be confident in one area, but you totally fall apart in another area. So
exactly.
It just depends on what part of your life is stuck. Mm-hmm. So absolutely. So my next question to you is, how does tapping into your creativity start opening doors?
So this is so exciting for me, because when you start tapping into your creativity, that allows you to start flowing. And as an example, let's say you might not feel like you're creative. And a lot of creative individuals actually feel like they're not creative. Yeah. But creativity doesn't necessarily have to look a certain way. One of the ways that I find creativity is by going to different shows. And I don't mean like movies, but I mean like actual shows,
Place. Yeah.
like little plays and stuff. And I like comedy ones. So I noticed that when I'm watching this, it makes me feel really, really good. It makes me feel inspired. It makes me feel excited. So that opens my creativity for wanting to act on doing something. So finding something that makes you want to act on doing something, whether you go to a painting at night, whether you go to an improv show, you pick up laughing yoga, or if you're really like to do arts and crafts kind of things, you're like, start coloring or start putting together some arts and crafts, do ceramics or whatever makes you feel creative. That helps you open the flow to get unstuck when you start channeling that energy, because it becomes like a waterfall rather than just a kind of a meandering brook stuck with rocks.
Yeah, well said. It's funny. I'm not an artist, but recently we went, there was a sip and paint. This lady does, can drink wine and paint. And a few
Yes.
of us went and we had a great time. And by the time the painting was done, it's like, did I really create that? So you're right. It's amazing when you tap into other energy sources and it gives you more energy.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Very good. So can you tell us about your book, The Magical Money Manifestation? It sounds magical.
So the Magical Money Manifestation it's a practical guide, but it's not going to tell you how to budget. I don't even want to say that B word sometimes. It doesn't tell you how to manage money, but what it does tell you is it gives you creative ideas on how to get unstuck financially. So it talks about what do you believe about money? Because we can get pretty stuck when it comes to our belief systems about money. And if you grew up believing that money doesn't grow on trees, or you grew up believing that money's not accessible to you or your family, or you have to work really hard, those things prevent you from having the finances, and also they prevent you from having the kind of life that you want to have. So I bridge practicality, which is mindset and open your creativity, with spirituality, and the sense on how do you spiritually look at money and how do you practically look at money, and then how do you weave those together. And it even though the title's about magical money manifestations, you can transfer any of the different fun little things that I do with anything. So if you change your thoughts, you change your world. So when you look at it, first there's thought, then there's word, then there's action. So if your thoughts are stuck, negative, can't do it, and should have, then you're not going to be able to flow very easily. But if you change that, say, instead of should have, you say, I could. Mm-hmm. I could have this if I choose to. Mm-hmm. Or I could do this if I choose to, rather than, oh, God, I should do that. Mm-hmm. And then you beat yourself up, and then you have a lower self-esteem, and then you don't feel like doing things. So you see how that little rabbit trail will send you downward and spiraling upward. Right. The next thing is to start really looking at, a lot of people, they get anxious about what if. And a lot of us, me definitely included, I used to think, oh my God, what if something happens? What if I'm not going to make the quota? What if I'm not going to do this? But instead of what if downing, what if up? What if I could make that quota? What if I could do that painting? What if I could climb that mountain? What if I could, and then start making a game of it. And when you start making a game of it and you start having fun with words and you start noticing, you pay attention, you're like, oh, I just caught myself saying all this negative stuff. How can I change that? And so the book really covers mindset. It covers fun little exercises. It helps you develop a beautiful garden in your mind so that you can have the kind of life that you desire. And individuals who have read this book, the reviews on Amazon, there's not many, but they're amazing. I get a lot more reviews on my website and on Facebook than they do on Amazon. But it's just every single one of them is like, oh my gosh, this really works. This really works. And they've tried hundreds of different things. So if you're looking for a new perspective on how to change your mindset, that's fun, that's easy, that's not so daunting, then, consider going to Amazon and possibly picking up my book.
Sounds good. I'll be the first one.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Definitely. What are some of the key points in creating the life that you want and desire?
So the main key points is, first, where are you at? Where are you starting from? The second key point is discovering what you don't want, because a lot of times we know where we're at, we're stuck, we're not moving forward, we're not getting what we want, but we don't know exactly what we want. So one of the ways to figure that out is you write down every single thing that's not working in your life, you write down every single thing that you don't want in your life, and then the third step is to turn it around and then rewrite it in a positive sense, and this is what I do want. So let's say, as an example, I don't want to experience this frustration of having a whatever. And then you would write it, I want to have the experience of having a good car or having a good finance, etc. So you turn it around. So that's the third step. The fourth step is to start looking for opportunities that are presenting themselves to you. And a lot of individuals get really, really frustrated with the law of attraction, as they call it, because they'll do this work, they'll figure out where they're at, they'll start changing their thoughts, and then all of a sudden their friends and other people they know are getting what they want. Yeah. And then they start doubting that it's like, oh God, I did all this work and now here my best friends got exactly what I was asking for. It's just the universe showing you signs. It's coming, it's coming, it's coming. Be open to receive, be open to receive, be open to receive. But a lot of times when we see that the things that we want is just out of reach, just a little bit out of reach, we shut down. And then we don't give permission for the universe to bring it to us. And then that's the crucial part, is you have to look at that as a sign that, it's coming. Oh my gosh, it's on its way. And that's when you get more excited, and then you start doing more creativity, and then it starts coming to you. And also looking at things, like if you're not really honed in and sure exactly what you want, looking at what's showing up that you don't want. Because the universe will say, okay, so you kind of sort of want this, and if you're not definite with the indefinite, which is really important, if you're not definite with the indefinite, which is universe, infinite, etc., then it's going to give you like a smorgasbord, and it'll say, oh, okay, do you want this? Yeah, I did want that chocolate cake, but not with liverwurst frosting. It was close, but not exactly what I'm looking for. So then it'll help you hone in more of precisely what definitely do I want, and then being open to this or something better now manifests in totally satisfying and harmonious and perfect ways under grace. So whenever you do anything that you want to attract, you always put a disclaimer for this or something better. And it's very important to put in totally satisfying and harmonious ways, because then if there's something better for you, so let's say you were asking for $1,000, but the universe has $100,000 for you. Well, you would limit yourself if you just take the $1,000. Mm-hmm. But if you put this or something better in totally satisfying ways, then you're opening up to receiving more than what you've asking for, but you'll be completely happy with getting what you receive. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. But let me ask you a question. So that
Yes.
takes a lot of patience. What would you say to people who ask for, stuff from the universe, but not patient enough to wait and see what happens?
So this is the way I overcame my impatience, because I was one of those people. I would ask for the world and expect the universe to give it to me tomorrow.
Yeah.
And when I woke up in the morning and it wasn't on my doorstep, I was not happy. So I started with smaller things, which kind of gave me like a little treasure hunt. And I'm like, okay, so what can I look at that's smaller? And so let's say mine was money, because I grew up so poor that I wanted to not be in that fear base. And so I'd start finding dollars. And I'm like, oh, this is pretty cool. And so I'd start going on a treasure hunt, and I'd start looking for evidence that it's accumulative. And it's like meditation. You don't see the effects the first day you meditate. Your blood pressure is not going to go down, or your anxiety is not going to go down. But if you meditate for 7 days, it'll have a little 5% difference. And then if you do it for three, so you're looking for evidence, and you're making things small enough where you ask for really, really small things that start manifesting faster, to build your faith and to also give you confidence that it's coming on the bigger things. Because if your mindset, if your wealth set point or your set point for a relationship is right here, but you're asking for this right here, which is outside of the screen,
Mm-hmm.
the gap on what you believe you'll receive is too great. So you have to close that gap.
Mm-hmm.
Is this making sense?
Oh, yes, definitely.
Yeah. So you start with smaller things that will build up to the bigger thing that you want. So let's say you want to have the relationship of your life. You want to have, a permanent, long-term marriage. So you would start with looking for evidence that kind of an individual actually exists, and start looking for examples of that person or that thing actually exists. Because up until the moment if you're not sure if that even exists, you can't acquire, the universe can't give you something you don't believe exists. And
Absolutely.
so looking for evidence is really going to help you with the impatience, asking for smaller things, and being grateful when you do start noticing
Mm-hmm.
that those things are coming. And sometimes gratitude can be very difficult when we're asking for $100 and we find a penny in the street. We're like, it's going to take a whole lot of these pennies to get that $100.
That's true.
And then when you look at it, it's like, oh, chocolates from heaven. Well, unless you don't like chocolates, then change to whatever you like. And it's like, oh, and then all of a sudden, as soon as you start noticing that, and the other thing that's really important is to give that which you want to receive. If you want more love in your life, start giving love, whether it's a smile to the clerk at the grocery store, whether it's saying, hey, how are you? And really mean it and listen. I mean, listen to what they say. And if you want to have more money, find something that makes you feel good, that makes you feel inspired, and contribute to that. Or like you said, you went to Sip and Paint,
Mm-hmm.
and that you were contributing to the artistic ability of the lady who was teaching the class.
Mm-hmm.
You were enjoying yourself, you were with your friends, and you were having fun.
Mm-hmm.
So you were tithing, as you would say, in order for you to enjoy yourself. So find something that inspires you and give to that if you're looking to receive money, or if you're looking to receive something. And that's one of the main keys. That is, it seems counteraddictive to what you're looking for. So if you're looking for money, but you're giving away money, it doesn't seem productive. But
Yes.
it actually, when I started doing this play it forward, back, oh gosh, back 20 some years ago, is, I didn't have a whole lot of money because I grew up poor. I had the mindset that was poor. But when I did get money, I would buy the person behind me coffee, or I would be in a little restaurant and I would say, I'd like to pay for that person's bill. And then I would, as I'm leaving, paying my bill so they wouldn't even know who I am.
Right.
And then, we'd have these little angel cards. And it's like, you've been blessed by an angel. And that completely changed everything. And, sometimes if you just want to be anonymous and you don't want to be recognized for doing that tithing, that giving, it, tape a dollar bill to a bench next to a bus stop. And, not being attached to where that goes, because money always goes in a circular manner if we train money to recirculate. And if we train money to be spent, then it's gone forever.
Mm-hmm. That is so true. So true. That's great insight. I really appreciate it. My next question to you is, tell us about your free gift. It's actually a statement to help others tap into their creativity and manifestation money.
Absolutely. Oh, I'm so excited about this one. I created this 20 some years ago, and I still do it to this day. I make one once every 2-3 years, sometimes once every year. And it's called a Wealthy Bohemian Money Pouch.
Oh, cool.
And what it does is, it's a creative arts project.
Uh-huh.
So you'll have to get a few little supplies, and it teaches you how to bless money so that it starts recirculating back to you, and how to make this bohemian pouch that, Bohemians are known for their artistic, their beauty,
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the Renaissance people and their creativity and how they dress and stuff were Bohemians. So this is one of the secrets that they used to do, that they would pass along to their family, and how to make this money pouch, basically, that makes you magnetic to wealth. And you can play with it, and you can, follow the instructions and make a money pouch. Or if you want to make a love pouch, you can modify the instructions,
Nice.
get a little creative.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And what else you want to add before we say goodbye? You have given so much information. How do people get in touch with you? Where they get in touch with you? Anything you want to add before we say goodbye?
Absolutely. So did you want the website to get the money pouch?
Yes, please.
Okay. I wasn't sure if you listed it below, or.
And I'm going to list it as well.
So the website is Wealth, WEALTH, pouch, POUCH.com. That's wealthpouch.com. And you can go there and get your free gift. The other thing is if you just want to get a hold of me, if you want to find out some of my articles, you can go to my website, which is lucimcmonagle.com. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter, I'm on LinkedIn, I believe I'm on Instagram, and pretty much all of the major social media sites. You can just look up my name. It's LUCI McMonagle, McMonagle. So that's how you would get a hold of me, and I'd be more than happy to help you with whatever you need. And I have lots of beautiful articles and blog posts and different things that are on my website, and postings that I have on social media too.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Luci, for all the information today. And I'm sure our audience, our followers are looking, if they are stuck, looking to get unstuck and have plenty of joy and money and everything else they desire. Yes. And I know you can certainly help them with that.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a blessed day, and we will see you soon. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.